It turns out President Trump has been battling the fake news at CNN, the counterfeit news network, for about 30 years now, probably longer. Take a look at this newly resurfaced clip from back in 1990, 27 years ago, when he's toying with this reporter, calling out the network for their bias, and then he ends the interview by getting up and walking away.
When people say something false, I attack those people. Because the news gets away with murder, the news media, they get away with murder. It's very tough in terms of libel laws because the media is so protected, and it's ridiculous that they're so protected, but they can write virtually anything. The difference is, with me, at least they pay some price. And I think more people should have that attitude, and I think you'd find a lot more accurate reporting, including yours.
Well, great advice, Mr. President, and we are fighting back as hard as we can. And I want to just take a moment to thank all the viewers out there. Getting close to 1 million subscribers, guys.
What was inaccurate so far?
I thought your demeanor was inaccurate. I thought that questions that you were posing to people in my organization were inaccurate and false and unfair.
Well, questions by definition can't be inaccurate. They're questions.
Well, I think the questions themselves were put in such a way that made them statements, and they became statements as opposed to questions, and I think that's not good reporting.
Such as?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't think your viewers would be very interested in it, nor do I want to embarrass you.
No, I don't think I would be, but let's talk about what we talked about yesterday. Those in the...
Here he is calling out the reporter for using anonymous sources for basing his incendiary allegations on.
Those in the financial community I'm talking about, and we talked about this on the phone, who have said, and this is them saying it, not me.
This is them? What do you mean by them? This is one or two people, and what about the positive people?
5 or 6, but the ones who said negative things, and
here we are.
Well, we've got to talk
back to the negative.
Back to the negative.
Back to the. You know what? Do this interview with somebody else.
So we talked about this yesterday on the phone. This is exactly what we talked about.
Do the interview with somebody else. Really. Do it with somebody else. Have a good time. Because frankly, you're a very negative guy, and I think it's very unfair reporting.
I disagree with you. Sorry you feel that way.
Look at the scumbag producer. She's like, oh! Now, I want to show you, in case you haven't seen it, and even if you have, this clip never gets old. One of the best all-time ends to an interview on CNN, which was done about 10 years ago, which is why the quality of this clip isn't really that good, because this was from, like, the very early days of YouTube. From Andrew Dice Clay, who CNN, for some reason, decided to interview live on the air. Now, I'm certainly no fan of Andrew Dice Clay, and pretty much he's just a piece of trash, and he's blocked me on Twitter too, but at least he gave CNN what they deserve. Just a heads up, there's going to be some foul language, and I'm not going to bleep it, otherwise this entire clip would just be one big long bleep. So as long as there aren't any kids in the room, I think that you'll enjoy seeing this.
Let's talk a little bit about where your career has been.
I can't even believe it.
You,
You know
of
what I
course,
mean?
you were a headline guy.
I'm
and
still
then
a headline guy. You know what I mean?
For a while you popped out. Now you're coming back.
I
For a
come
while,
back.
for a
It's
while you
what
were
I
actually
do,
you
you know
were
what I
running.
mean?
You were running a gym. Tell us about that.
Running a gym.
Weren't you running a gym at some
You're supposed to
point?
be a news guy. Where you getting your
That's
fucking
our
information?
research. You weren't.
This is ridiculous. I come on CNN and the guy don't even know what he's talking about. Go ahead.
You at no point were you running a gym?
No, running a gym. What,
No,
you
you
need a
didn't take a
workout or
timeout?
something? Jesus fucking Christ, with these guys. I come on the news for 2 seconds, and you want to say, every
All
time
right.
I do an interview, a guy wants to open his fucking mouth. Can't
All right,
even
Andrew,
do a little
thank you
fucking
very much.
routine
We
here.
thought that you
know
could
what?
hold
Go
back.
fuck yourself. You know what?
All right.
Fuck the whole fucking network.
We'll go back to talking about Art Carney.
Asshole guy.
And we'll be back in just a moment to fill you in on the Art Carney situation.
It's one of my dreams to be interviewed live on CNN, and I only hope and pray that they're stupid enough to one day do it. I'm not going to give them a profanity-filled tirade. I'm not exactly sure what'll happen. All I know is that it's probably going to be the first and last time they ever do. I'm Mark Dice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and check back here every day for new reports. And we'll continue to debunk, expose, and have a good laugh at the liberal lunatics and the mainstream media manipulators. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.
Some of the media outlets that I deal with are fake news, more so than anybody. I could name them, but I won't bother. But you have a few sitting right in front of us.
Maybe he was watching CNN fake news.
It's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences.